That's probably the nicest scaly fish I've ever had. Yeah, it's scales.
Today's session is going to be a quick overnighter on a water that I've not really fished properly before. The last time me and my friend came down here, they started spawning in the middle of the night. That was earlier this year, around spawning season. And unfortunately, we packed up early in the morning to let them get on with it. We're back though now, and the session's already got off to a great start, which I will go into more detail later. But first I wanted to talk to how we've got to this point now. So when we got down, we had a good idea of where the fish were going to be. We know a bit about the lake from other anglers on the club, and the wind was blowing up one end, which is right towards a shallow bay, and it was really warm earlier, so we expected they'd be around that area, and we were right. After having a look, we saw plenty of fish on the top, and we knew that's where we were going to be setting up. But this session also for me was to test out a fairly new bait by Vortex. A couple of months ago they brought out a new bait called Insectomorph, so it's a whole host of insect proteins, powders, crushed up insects. I don't know exactly what's in it. I believe there's a write-up of it on the website if you want to have a look into that and get some more information. The results that we've seen already from people using it have been amazing, so I thought I wanted to get in on the action. So today I went up to the unit, got a mix of different products with this new flavour, and today I'm trying out solid bags. So I've got some standard 2mm fish meal pellets mixed in with some Insectomorph ground bait, and then that's all nicely wrapped up in a solid bag with a Insectomorph wafter as the hook bait. Despite not having used them before, I definitely had confidence in them. I've got confidence in all Vortex products. I have my certain baits that I'll stick to, but I can see this one perhaps sticking around in the arsenal a bit due to already having one in the net from a solid bag that was in the water for maybe 15-20 minutes. So on my middle and my right hand rod, I've got solid bags in clear areas that I found. I didn't find them by leading about. I do have a drone. You might consider that cheating, but I obviously use it for my filming, and fishing is about utilising every tool that you've got. So did find some clear spots. One is probably 3 or 4 rod lengths in front of me, and the other one is sort of a clear gravelly spot that pretty much spans the width of the lake, or the bay, in the corner of the lake anyway, and that's where I had the fish from. My left rod, my third rod, is fishing a stiff hinge rig, and that's cast out over some low-lying weed, just no baits around it, just a freebie. This is a park lake, so I went with a sort of a whitey brown, a very, very light brown coloured pop-up, and hopefully that might imitate some bread, because they do get a lot of bread in here from people feeding the ducks, so that's always quite a good approach on a park lake. It is quite late on in the day compared to when I got here. I didn't rush to get set up. Like I say, the sun was out earlier, there was a lot on the top, and they were just sort of cruising, so I didn't think there was really going to be much action until it actually got dark, but obviously one did scream off. Whilst I was setting the rest of my gear up though, I did have one rod out. Right, so as you heard, I just had a screamer. Unfortunately it went into some weed. It's locked up. Put the rod back on the pod in the hopes that it will swim out if it's still on. I forgot what I was saying before, so forget that. Let's have a look at the fish I caught. Not a big one by any means, but it doesn't matter when they look like that. Thank you, James. Absolute scaly banger. First ever fish from out of here, so thank you very much, buddy. Not sure I will top that really. Probably the best looking fish I've ever caught. If we have a look at the other side, just as stunning. There's a lot of them like this in here. A lot of scaly bangers, a few ghosties and koi. So there's a lot of stunning fish to go at. and hopefully we'll bag a couple more of them. Let's get this one back.
Could have done with a net, really. My God. Carl, no way. Oh my God. He's soaked. The big common. Please bring it back. Stop that. Bring it over here. My swim's in it. Things I do for you.
Just weed it up to.
I don't know what to do about that.
Give it some hammer. Do you see how much I was pulling?
Go on, James. Thank you.
It's okay.
I thought I'd let you play some this session, you know what I mean?
Swam right into my leg when it first ran.
Some shoulders on it, that fish has. Strong, mate. It's quite heavy, to be fair.
James wanted to slip him back, so
Welcome to episode. This smart carp, really.
yeah.
Yeah, he did it, did he?
Couldn't ask for a better start to the session, really. 2 fish landed so far. Thought I was going to lose one of them. Got snagged up, but thankfully James was to the rescue in his waders. Didn't bring my waders, otherwise I would have done it. But either way, landed the fish, so I can't complain. Really happy with that. I am fishing a very shallow area, so not sure what's going to happen throughout the night, as well as the fact that obviously James had to wade out through my swim, and you know that could have spooked him off this area as well. Hopefully not though. I'm pretty confident with all my rigs as well for the night. I recast them all when James was out playing that fish. I reeled my other rigs in just to not get in the way. So I've reed on my 2 PVA bags. I've moved one of them, and they're both sort of covering a wide area of where I caught my first fish from. And the second rod is back on a similar spot, low lying weed on a stiff hinge, no bait around it, just a pretty nice visual bright bait, and hopefully that's enough to trip something up. So we'll see what happens throughout the night. Fingers crossed there's a couple more carp heading my way. So unfortunately nothing happened overnight. So if I had longer, I'd be pretty confident that I'd be able to catch 1 or 2 more. You know, if I had till perhaps this evening and overnight as well. Definitely think I could get into some more fish. Unfortunately, I don't have time for that. This area of the water's been in the sun for half an hour to an hour, but I'm not really seeing any fish. I had a look on the drone earlier, and the ones I've seen seem to be right down the other end of the lake. So I reckon that is it for the bites. Still really happy with this session though. First time I've caught a fish out of here and I managed to catch 2. On top of the fact that I tried out the new insectomorph bait from Vortex Baits, and obviously I can't grumble. So great session all in all. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.